Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everyone. Jason here, and this is our beginner series for No Man's Sky in 2024. So we're kind of going over some of the basics as you start up the game, and also, hopefully you find some tips, even for some veteran players. You might run into some stuff that you didn't know you could do in No Man's Sky. So, in the previous episode, we finished off our base, we went to the space station, got a tour of the space station, and then we got our warp drive. That way we can go to different systems. We have that all installed. We are good to go. Let's jump into our ship and let's head to a different system in No Man's Sky. So there are thousands and thousands of different solar systems in the game. You can go to different ones. They'll all have different planet types, different planets, different number of planets. They will also have different stats on them. So they could have a good economy, a bad economy. They'll have a different dominant race of aliens in that system, so it might be a system that is dominated by the Korvax, for instance. You'll find some other aliens in there. You might find some Gek and stuff, but most of the aliens you run into will be that race of alien. So let's jump into our galaxy map. Press down on your D-pad, and you get your quick menu. I keep talking about it. The quick menu is very, very important in this game. And now we have a selection called the galaxy map. If you go in there, it shows you the galaxy and where you are in the galaxy. Now, keep in mind, this is a massive, massive game. So if you look at the top left-hand corner of the screen, you'll see Galactic Core, and it tells you which galaxy you're in, because there are over 200 different galaxies in No Man's Sky. However, everyone starts in the same galaxy. We all start in Euclid. That is how I pronounce it. I might be wrong. We all start in this same starting galaxy. So if you start a brand new save, you'll always be in Euclid, but it will place you in a random system. And you see all these little dots on the screen, all these little specks? These are all solar systems. So look at, just in this view, there's probably close to 100 systems. And I mean, you can zoom out and get more and more and more and more. It is insane. And also, over in the top left-hand side of the screen, you'll see we're 687,000 light years from the core. That is your whole objective in the game, is to get to the galaxy core. That is the most important thing, and it has to do with the storyline, so I'm not going to ruin that, but that's the whole objective, is to get to the center of the galaxy. So, when we first get into our galaxy map, you'll notice it's kind of locked in, like we're looking at this system right here. Now, if you use your control sticks, if you hit your right thumbstick, it'll actually go along the line, the mission, the destination that you've selected. So right now our mission is go to the galactic core. Later on, like we get a free explore now, so it'll go to different ones all over the place. But later on, you'll get different missions. So right now, since we just started, we only have one. You're good to go. But there is a secret here. If you press B if you're on Xbox, or O if you're on PlayStation, it unlocks you. So now I'm unlocked and I can look anywhere I want. So I can I can move the camera anywhere I want, and I can also zoom out. And you can zoom out for as long as you want. Look at this. You can go anywhere. Now it'll tell you, hey, look, sorry, out of jump range, because my hyperdrive, my warp drive, cannot go this far. So there's no realistic, like, you can't really do anything out here. It's way, way, way too far, but you could look around and look at all these hundreds and thousands of different systems. And most of these, people have not even touched. People have not visited. If I travel here, I will be the first one to see that planet. But if you do this and you get lost, you're like, oh god, I don't know where I am. Press the B button, or O if you're on a PlayStation, again, and it'll bring you right back to the system you're in currently. So, let's go to the galactic core. So if you press left and right on your D-pad, it'll switch between your missions. Right now we have free explore and go to the galactic core. So let's head to the galactic core. We'll follow this trail right here. So that's as far as I can go right now. Once we get some more upgrades for my ship, I'll be able to go farther. But right now we can only go one direction. So let's head right here. And this is going to a completely different system. It's going to have completely different planets. They might be shared, meaning you might find another hot planet, but it's going to be a completely different one, so it'll look different. If you land on it, it will have different terrain and things like that. it won't be the exact same planets. It'll be all different ones in every system. So we made it! Oh, we got a call. What's going on here? Starship monitoring system report error. Guidance system malfunction. Searching for other routes. Searching. Obtained. Destination in 16. So, 16 light years. So, 16 is very important. I know I keep saying this in the game. Pay attention to that. Or I keep saying this in all my videos. Pay attention to 16. 16 is a very significant number in No Man's Sky. Accept new guidance? Well, yeah, of course. Guidance accepted. Now, you'll notice I could have selected no, decline. Anytime you want, you can just abandon the story. Like, it'll still be in your mission log in the pause menu, but it basically deselects your mission, so you could do whatever you want. If you want to quit right now and just say, hey, I want to find a cool planet, I'm going to put down a cool base, I'm just going to walk around and explore for like 5 hours. You could do that if you'd like. You don't have to follow the storyline. I would recommend following the storyline because you get a lot of rewards for doing it. It explains the game to you, but also once you've finished the storyline in No Man's Sky, I will say that the game really opens up to you. It kind of shows you what you can do in the game as you're progressing through the storyline. So I would highly recommend doing the storyline, but you don't have to. If you've played this game 15 times, you have a main save that you've done it, you could just skip all this stuff and you're good to go. Plotting route or route. So now it's finding a fuel source. So I need fuel for my hyperdrive because I use some to get to this system. I use some fuel. So it's on this planet over here. And again, this is undiscovered. No one has ever seen this planet before. And if I scan it, it's a super critical planet. You notice I did a scan and now you get some basic building blocks of, hey, this is actually a super critical planet. It has a randomized name. It's the Soapry Irish. Okay, that's kind of a unique name. And you'll see it has 4 different elements there. Those are, again, the main elements that are unique to this planet. And when I say unique, that means basically they are not commonly found. You'll find another planet that is also super critical that will have these items, but if I scan another planet, like this one over here, it should give me all different ones. Let's, up. And again, sometimes No Man's Sky likes you being in first person mode. See, look at that, boom. So this one is a high energy planet. It has gamma root, copper, uranium, and magnetized ferrite. This one has gamma root, copper, uranium, and salt. So they have shared the gamma root. They have the uranium as well, shared. But there are some differences. This one has salt. This one has magnetized ferrite. If you find another planet, it'll be different as well. So this one right here, it'll give you different materials. This one's an obsidian bead. It only has copper, basalt, and cobalt on it. So all the different planets have different main materials. They can be shared, but if you're like looking for uranium, that's what you would go for. You would scan a planet and go, oh, this one has uranium, you're good to go. So I'll go to this one. That's where our main mission is, so we're gonna head down here. Now, I just said earlier that No Man's Sky it works better in first person. I think I went over this in the first episode. The game came out in first person only mode, and so it does feel like it's been programmed and they test it with first person in mind. I love playing in third person. However, some of the camera angles are kind of off when you're in third person. Like when you're looking at a planet to scan it, or if you're swimming underwater, it kind of feels kind of funky because it's not used to. It's not made for third person in mind. It's made for first person. So just be aware of that. If it's acting kind of weird, acting kind of funky, just switch over to first person. That will solve an issue most of the time. Not always, but most of the time. Another thing to keep in mind is if you run into any issues where your game is freezing up, it's having bugs, your game is crashing a lot, go into your pause menu, go to your options, and make sure your network settings are turned off. So join my group, invite only. Multiplayer disabled, because No Man's Sky has a lot of issues if you're in multiplayer. For whatever reason, if the game is trying to connect to multiplayer, it will bug out way more than usual. So that's the first thing to check. Do your camera mode, make sure you're in first person, and then make sure your multiplayer is disabled. It sucks, but that is the first thing to check. That should alleviate some issues with the game. So that's our building is over here. We can just land over here instead of trying to land where it tells you to. Target Sweeper is the worst addition to this game by far. I hate it, but they always use it. So yep, there we go. We marked this big old thing, this big old ancient structure. Look at this. But they also have knowledge stones. So these knowledge stones, these big old circular stones, they actually teach you the words of the dominant race in the system. So I'm in a Viking system, it will teach me words for the Viking aliens. If I was in a Gek system, it would teach me the words of the Gek aliens. Let's get in here. And then look at, we have three something. We cannot understand it because we don't know the language of that alien. The stone resonates, producing a sound that fills my mind. A vision begins to take shape. I see two large aliens locked in combat. Eventually, one triumphs, leaving their victim to bleed to death. With the last of their strength, the vanquished alien gestures towards me. I will accept the knowledge. The name Viking floats in my vision, an echo of the strange vision I experienced. A word in this alien tongue is seared into my brain. So I've learned the first word, Viking. I've learned the Viking word for Viking. Usually you learn the word of that race. So if it's a Gek stone, the first word you're going to learn is the Gek word for Gek. And now, anytime we go to a stone, anytime we go to a Viking stone, it'll just instantly give us the knowledge. So now we're learning different words as we go to all these different stones. If you go to a Gek stone, you'll have to do that intro again because every race has their own intro. We have this huge pedestal. Let's see what's going on up here. The heart of the Anomaly. This structure is unlike anything I've encountered on my journey so far. Everything about it is so obviously alien, so obviously out of place. As I stare at it, words form themselves in my mind, a strange fragment of broken speech. Is it traveler? Is it friend? I'm a friend. I'm friendly. It feels strange responding to the questions I am unsure that I'm being asked. But something has clearly taken notice of my reply. I am overwhelmed by a sense that something has awoken, that someone is watching me. It forms another question. Is it first? Is it last? I'm the first one here. I do not know how I am being spoken to. This monolith is ancient, and I cannot escape the feeling it has asked these questions many times over. It asks again, have they seen the Crimson Eye? Has the Crimson Eye seen them? The Crimson Eye has seen me. Let's do, you know what? Ultimately, the answers to this question, or these questions, don't really matter. The storyline doesn't get affected by it. Like, you're not going to change the entire story. It might give you different responses, but overall, the story arc will stay the same. So choose whichever one you are comfortable with, or whichever one you want to see the answer to. But ultimately, yeah, it will not change the outcome of the game. It won't change the storyline itself. Let's say both. Likelihood of anomaly exceeds safety parameters. Breach detected. Alert. Alert. The boundaries fall. The walls collapse. Your universe awaits. Find us, traveler. And we got some fuel for that. We got a warp cell out of there. Or something. Find us, traveler. What does that mean? I don't understand. Let's go up into space. Now, before we leave, make sure you check your fuel. You have different fuels. So, we have our launch thruster. That's basically how we take off and land in our ship. We also have our pulse engine. That's basically our normal engine in our ship. And then you have your hyperdrive, which allows us to travel between different systems, different locations, different stars. So, if you look at it, you say, oh man, I'm getting kind of low on this one. If you select it, it'll tell you what you can use. So I can use a Starship launch fuel. I have 2 of them. I only need 1. So the number on the outside is how many you need, and the number on the inside of the parentheses is how many you have. And then it also can use uranium, but I don't have any. That's why it's grayed out. I cannot use uranium because I don't have any. So let's use our launch fuel. So it takes 1, Recharged it. Same thing for your pulse engine. If you select it, it'll tell you what you can use. I can use tritium or pyrite, but I don't have either one. I'm screwed. I don't have any fuel for that, so I'm going to need to look for these when I'm out and about. And then I have my hyperdrive. I can use a warp cell or a warp hypercore. This is an upgraded version of the warp cell. We don't know how to make those yet, so we don't have any. We are 0. That's why it's grayed out. Warp cell. Let's take one and pop it in there.
Technology recharge.
Beautiful. Now we're up to 80%. So now we can take off. Let's make our way into space and see what the heck is going on with this mysterious messenger. So now it says explore nearby planets. I'm looking at the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Remember, that's our tip area. Basically, it gives you hints on what you should do next. Explore nearby planets or search for a new system. So and now we have an upgrade to our base computer. So let's go back to our base computer. So if we want to, we can head back to our system. Now, once we've gone into our galaxy map, look at this. There's a little bit difference now. If I go over here, you'll notice this system has a circle around it. I visited it, but also it has a star and it has a little a base icon. So anytime you have a base in a system, it'll let you know by putting a base icon. That little bubble is your base. You know I have a base there. But also, anytime you've gone to a system, it's going to be circled. So you know you've visited that system. This one I'm in right now currently, it is circled, which means I've already been there. So it kind of gives you an idea of, oh, I've already been there, I don't need to go there, or I need to go back to this system right here, I've been here before, that kind of stuff. Let's head back to our base system. And once you start getting upgrades for your ship, you can go farther and farther. You can go not just from one to another, like basically jump a little tiny ways. You could go hundreds or thousands of light years, in different directions. So something's here. And our base, I believe, is over here. That's our save beacon. Oh, wait, we have a call. Incoming message from unknown. Incoming transmission. Source unknown. You are not alone. Please identify yourself. And it cuts out. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to identify myself. You left me. Why did you? I don't understand. What the heck? Of course you'd say that. Of course you'd. Just like the others. It keeps cutting out, though. What about the others? What's going on here? There is no reply. The communicator falls silent, though the channel remains open. So now we gotta track down where this signal came from. Coordinates received. Where the heck is it coming from? So where are we heading? We're heading over here to this planet. This is our cabled planet. Let's go over here. Follow the signal where it came from. Up and now, if you pulse drive through space, you'll randomly run into stuff. And oh, there's a trader. He wants to trade with me. So let's talk to this guy. And I can't understand anything they're saying because I don't know their language. Oh, I know one word, interloper. That's the only word I know in their language. The trader gestures happily, keen to do business directly, free from the interference and regulation of the galactic trade terminals. Basically, this is a black market trader. He's trading off the books, so you can see what he has. And if you look in here, he's going to have some, just a limited amount of items. I don't really need anything from here. Like, he sells a Viking effigy, Viking daggers, Pugnium, descented bottle. But remember, keep that in mind. Look at the demand. This is 1.1%, meaning it's 1.1% cheaper than normal. This one is at 0.6% negative. Minus 1.1, minus 6%. This one, the Pugnium, is plus 3.1%, meaning it's a higher 3.1% higher price compared to normal. And then this one, the descented bottle, is plus 130%. So that's over double the normal price that it would normally cost you. Keep in mind, every system's going to be different. Every trader is going to be different. So if you want to, you could totally play the game by buying items at a low price, at minus, under the normal price, and then selling it for the higher price. If I go into sell, you'll see I have the same thing. If I sell my magnetized ferrite, I'm going to get plus 2%, 2.8% higher value for it than normal, than the average. Dihydrogen plus 4.8%. So that's how you kind of know, okay, he's buying it for a higher price than normal. I don't need anything from him, so I'm going to leave him alone. Let's keep heading over to our stranger's coordinates. And you will randomly get those traders will pop in every once in a while. You might run into a weird anomaly in space. Anytime you pulse drive like this, you have a possibility of running into some special items in space, whether that's a trader, you might run into like a freighter, things like that. So stranger's coordinates, again, remember this is going to be a target sweeper, so it's marking the general area. What I do is I'll scan before you get too close to it, because you're looking for a building or something nearby. Nothing popped up, so that kind of sucks. So now we just have to look around a bit. And so that is located right there, but there's a building right over here. Let's actually head over here in this direction. Let's land right next to this building. Maybe this is going to be the one that we need to go to. Now pull out your visor and look around. Nope, it's not. Dang it. They tricked me. So this building is not where we need to go. Again, look at your target sweeper. It'll mark the general area you need to go. So it's about 600, a little over 600 units this direction. So let's head off in this direction. Let's keep going. And remember, I know a lot of people, they've asked, and I will say it a few times throughout the episodes, the videos, because some people will pop in differently, like, oh, they're interested in episode 3 or whatever. But if you want to do that cool jetpack jump, the boost right there that I was doing, remember, do a melee attack, and then you hit your jetpack button. So as you're running, melee jetpack, and it actually just it animates your body so that you're leaning forward. So when you fire off your jetpack, it launches you forward. That's why we do that. I'm gonna pick up this oxygen. So yeah, just run and then melee jetpack. There you are. So where are we heading? Oh, we're going in the wrong direction. Let's go this way. Got some more oxygen up, and then there's some red crystals over here. This is really rare, so of course we're gonna pick all this up. And feel free, scan stuff, pick up stuff. So you'll notice I switched. So if you pull up your visor, it automatically goes into your target sweep mode. But if you hit left and right on your D-pad, it'll switch between different modes. So now we're in analysis mode, so I can analyze things. I can scan different things. There we go. And I like to scan them that way I get the secondary materials from whatever I'm scanning. And then if I go back out and go back in, it automatically gives me the sweeping mode. So there's a way, and later on you'll get different upgrades for your visor, then you'll be able to do a lot more different scans. Right now we just have a target sweep and an analysis mode. Oh yeah, we're here for the crystals, so let's grab these while we're here. So 200 feet this direction. Let's grab these blue crystals. Dihydrogen, you can never have too much of this. We're looking around. There should be a building or something. Oh, wait a minute. You see there's little guys over there? Oh, I've already scanned them. Dang it, I've already scanned them. Oh, we're good on that. I think I've already been to this planet. Dang it. All right. So there's this damaged machinery over here. That might be where we need to head. So that's a huge plant. Holy cow. Look at this. This is one big old orb. That is a plant. Woof. Okay. Should get a lot of carbon out of that. There we go. We got 60. Doesn't seem like a lot. We can also switch our weapons here and grab some of this copper. Never have too much copper or any of the building blocks. Remember, your limit is very, very high if you play on normal mode, so I would always suggest while you're running around, just collect some stuff. It'll benefit you later on, because you never know what you're going to need to build later on. And everything you build is going to take different materials. So it's in your interest to have all that on you, you know, at all times. Now, we will start upgrading our inventory so we can get more space. But right now we're kind of limited. So don't go too crazy. We're going to recharge. There we are. Don't go too crazy, but I think we have enough room to get all this copper and stuff. So we're okay. Oh, there's a crashed ship over here. Is that our location? That looks like our location. So our signal is coming from a crashed ship. Gotta recharge our laser. So I'm using my quick menu to do that. However, you don't need to. Like, if you want to, you can go into your inventory and just do it manually. However, I love the ease of pressing down on your D-pad. Go over here to the battery icon, and you can recharge anything you want from here. So if I want to recharge my laser, there you go. It's going to take 5 to recharge it, but I also have over 1,000. I have 999. It stops at 999. So I have over 1,000 carbon. But I can always just go in here, highlight whatever I want to recharge, my life support, and then I can choose whatever I want to use. I only have oxygen, so let's do that. We also have a geode. Let's crack that open. Got some ferrite dust. I'll take it. Now let's see what's going on. Why is this this ship broadcasting notifications? Why is it asking me for help? I don't see anybody here. Open up this damaged machinery. Let's see if we can get an upgrade out of this. Again, this is junk. You don't need to keep it. Oh yeah, I need to show you guys what that means. Okay, so I'll take the viscous fluids. It says junk. You can refine it into other items, but in my opinion, it's not worth it unless you're really desperate. You don't need to use this, but let's take it. I'll show you what I mean by that. So I got 33 nanites out of that. But before we jump into there, let me show you what I mean. So I have my portable refiner. Oh, I need to make one. Make a metal plating here. So I have a portable refiner. Let's pop that down. And we can refine that viscous fluid, the trash we just got out of the container. So right here, viscous fluids. Pop it in there. 1 to 1, it will make the living slime. So, but look at that. It's going to take me over 2 minutes of just sitting here waiting for this to happen. That is, the refine time is ridiculously high. So you're going to be sitting here for 2 minutes trying to get all this done. And then, let's just say we got it all done. We refined all of it, right? And then we take our living slime and we can refine that even more. This turns into runaway mold. Again, it's probably going to take you another 2 minutes as well. I didn't refine the whole thing. That's why it's only taking me a few seconds. But if you refine everything, it'll take you another like 2 minutes to do that. So you're talking 4 minutes already. And then if I take this runaway mold and I refine that, it goes 5 to 1 to make 1 nanite cluster. So 25 runaway mold will give me 5 nanites. That is totally not worth the time and the effort of refining this stuff. It is ridiculous. You don't want to spend the time refining it. It is so slow. I always recommend just delete that stuff. It's called junk for a reason. You can use it. There's ways to use it, but it's not worth your time in the grand scheme of things. If you're desperate and you absolutely need that extra 5 nanites, do it. Go ahead, do it. But ultimately, you can get nanites way faster in other ways without having to refine stuff. I'm going to take this copper and I'm going to refine that down. So that'll be 2 minutes, but I'm going to get 351 chromatic metal. So while that is cooking, let's talk to the, let's investigate the signal beacon. So we need to fix it. We need sodium and chromatic metal. Well, we need to get some chromatic metal going. So we need a couple more chromatic metal. Thank God I'm refining that right now. So let's pull this out. So I should have enough now. And boom, there we are. So we fixed it. What's going on here? It's buzzing. There are no signs of life. There is only the static of a broken communicator. Well, let's extract the records. What the heck's going on here? Whatever message was once here had been scrambled beyond recovery. All I extract is the pilot's name, Artemis. Whoever they were, they are long gone. The only other uncorrupted data is a set of plans, an upgrade for my mining beam. So I also learned how to make an advanced mining laser. There you go. See, if you were to quit earlier and ignore the storyline, you could still get your advanced mining beam, but you'd have to pay for it. If you follow the storyline, they will give you blueprints as you go along, and you'll get it for free. I didn't have to pay for it at all. So, well, it takes a little bit of time, but that's it. You don't have to actually pay any like nanites or units or whatever. I could just go and buy all this stuff later on, but I'd rather get it for free during the storyline. So now we know how to make that. So let's craft that. So if we go into our menu, we go to craft, and we have the advanced mining laser. We need 1 carbon nanotube, 1 hermetic seal, and 2 wiring loom. I will tell you right now, the wiring loom, you cannot make that. You have to buy it at either a space station or a marketplace that sells it. You cannot make it at all. But we have the other stuff. We can make all these other things. So let's wait and let's get that going. So we can make 1 carbon nanotube and 1 hermetic seal. Let's go into our inventory and do that real fast. 1 carbon nanotube right there, 50 carbon. We're going into our crafting product menu. We need a hermetic seal. There we go, 30 condensed carbon. We got that done. So we can make a little bit of it. So remember, you don't have to put everything in all at once. So I can put my nanotube and my hermetic seal in, and we're just waiting on the wiring loom. We need to go buy one, so I have to go buy one from the space station or a trading terminal. And then portable refiner. The other thing you can do while you're here is you can manually go in and then pick up your items and put it in your backpack, right? Or if you want to, you just pick up the whole refiner itself and it'll give you everything. So you don't have to manually go in there. So I got my chromatic metal and all my stuff back out of there. The other thing I would recommend is Machino's Parallax Coupe. This is always going to be a crashed ship. So this is our first crashed ship. Let's investigate this thing. It is, look at all this broken stuff. So this ship is critically damaged. All of these red icons, these are all broken pieces. So if I wanted to keep this ship, like if I wanted this one, this is my cool, really, really cool, I want to keep this forever, I can just buy, or I can claim it right now, but I'd have to fix all of these broken pieces. I don't want to do that. So instead, what I'm going to do is compare it. And it'll tell me, okay, this is the ship you currently have, and this is the ship that you're looking at right now. It's all broken, it's all jacked up. It gives you the stats on it, so the stats aren't as good as my current one. I mean, it is a little bit better on the shield, and it's better on the hyperdrive range, but the damage and the maneuverability is lower. And toss in the fact that it's broken, so we don't want to deal with that. But I can claim it for free. Any basically crashed ship is free. You don't have to pay for it because it's crashed. The way you pay for it is essentially you have to fix it, so that's why they don't charge you any money up front. If I want to go to another pilot, like someone at a trading outpost or the space station, if I talk to them, I can negotiate and buy their ship, and that's going to cost me money. But a crashed one, you claim it for free, you're good. So now this is my ship, and now we have multiple ships. So if I wanted to, I could press down on my D-pad, go over here to the summon vehicle icon, and I have my my crash ship here, but I could also summon in an exocraft if I had a vehicle. I could summon in my freighter if I had that, or I could select another ship, so I can call in my other one that I just left. And so now I could just jump in here, and that's my current ship. That is my activated ship. But what I would suggest is this one is broken. You can actually scrap it and make a whole bunch of money off of it. So I would suggest getting in here, fixing the engine so you can get out of here. So let's fix the engine real fast. We're gonna need some materials. So again, the only thing you need to fix on the ship is the launch thruster. That way you can lift off, and you need to fix the engine. That way you can move. Everything else is just optional. You can fix it if you'd like. Like, you don't need a shield. You might think about it, because if you get attacked, you have no shields. You're gonna take damage immediately. If you want to fix the hyperdrive, you can. So you can, but what I would focus on is just the launch thruster and the pulse engine, because we're going to sell this thing. We're going to scrap it and make some money off of it, so I don't need to fix everything. If I'm going to just get rid of it. Why fix the whole thing if you're going to get rid of it, right? So we need some pure ferrite. So while that's cooking, what else do we need to fix it? We need our dihydrogen jelly, just like in the beginning of the game when we fixed our original ship. You need all those same materials. We're going to need a hermetic seal. So we have all of the stuff ready to go. We need a metal plating as well. So let's make a metal plating. And now we should have our dihydrogen, or our, what's it called? Our pure ferrite. So let's fix that. Launch thruster. That way we can take off. And then we're going to fix our engine. That way we can move after we take off. So now we can totally take off. Let's go to the space station because that is the only place you can scrap and like basically upgrade and sell your ships. Now remember, we don't have a shield. I did not fix my shield. So if we get attacked, we're kind of screwed. So I don't want to mess around. I don't want to, you know, fly around too much because I don't want to be attacked. Oh, unknown contact. What's going on here? Artemis entity, we received your signal. Is it first? Is it last? Time for truth. You have their signal, but you are not Artemis entity. No, I'm not. What the heck? Your signal is familiar to Nada. We have been in contact before, I think. This would be a good time to come aboard. Yes, a proper introduction to our home. So now, the space anomaly is coming into focus here. Where's it at? There it goes. Boom. So now we are introduced to the space anomaly. So let's land on the space anomaly. What the heck is this? We have Nada talking to us. What the heck is going on here? So this, I will tell you, is the multiplayer hub in No Man's Sky. You do not need to be in multiplayer. It's not a requirement, but when you are, if you have multiplayer turned on, there's going to be people running around all over the place here. So I have my multiplayer turned off, so no one's here. It's empty. So, but you can see there's a lot of landing pads. There's a ton of landing pads all over the place in the space anomaly. This is also where you can get multiplayer missions. You'll find the Nexus Cube. But before we go into all of that, the original mission when they first contact you is to talk to Nada over there, Priest Entity Nada. So let's go up here. And you'll see we have different travelers all over the place, but we need to talk to Nada. That's our initial response here. We have to go talk to him. What the heck is going on? Who are you? I am Priest Entity Nada, Divergent Korvax. Welcome to our anomaly. Our home here is pleasant, yes? Polo's own design, a perfect bubble. Beyond the Sentinels, beyond the vengeful Korvax. Nada watches time come and go. Well, what about Artemis? You called me Artemis. What's going on? A traveler entity. Perhaps they are known to you. I do not know their number. Nada does not care to think about iterations as numbers. They were lost to us. Highly improbable. Our anomaly is lost to the Sentinels, but none should be lost to the anomaly. The Korvax watches me. There is a patience, an organic tilt to the way they hold their metal shell. What about you? What are you, Nada? Nada awoke with the death of Korvax Prime. I could not understand why such things happen, why we are alone. Now I am divergent. The convergence do not see through my eyes. Nada is not alone anymore. Nada is with Polo friend. Now many other friends visit. Our convergence is small, but Nada is happy. Nada's carapace pulses with a gentle light. There is something familiar about them. Oh, what about Polo? Who's Polo? Polo friend found Nada. Found my signal. Nada is safe. Now, Nada finds other signals and makes others safe. This station has been calling to me since I woke up on the planet. Perhaps it is called to Artemis as well. What is this space station, this space anomaly? What is this? Beyond what is outside, our anomaly wanders free. Free like Nada, to observe, to search. The Sentinels, the Atlas, they do not care for this place. I feel their eyes hunting us. Nada watches me, judging my reactions as they speak. Alright, I guess cool. Speak with Polo friend, traveler. Perhaps they might know more about missing Artemis. They perceive things more clearly than Nada. All right, so this is Nada. He is a Korvax that has been released from Convergence. Basically, all of the Korvax, that's what the alien race is called, there are a bunch of robots, and they all have one consciousness they call the Convergence, Korvax Prime. And so they all basically communicate back and forth to each other no matter what. But you can break away from that like Nada did, and now he's alone. But they feel weird doing that because they're used to being in connection with all the other Korvax. It's kind of like a if you played Mass Effect or the Borg from Star Trek, something like that. Specialist Polo. Friends everywhere, if only you know where to look. Friends in all shapes, all sizes, and all places. Artemis friend, you are where they should be. Does not seem possible. But all things are possible, such is the universe. We will find them, no doubt. There is always a signal, always a trace. Well, how are we going to find Artemis? Our home will see to it. When you leave, you will not be where you were. You will be closer. Or maybe not. Discovery is exciting, yes? Okay, Polo, you're talking in riddles now. Before you leave, perhaps spend some time with the other friends. We all help each other here. So that's Polo. He's my favorite character in No Man's Sky. He is a Gek that broke out of the system, and now he's like basically a fugitive. And he's the one who built the Anomaly, so he built all of this. He also found Nada, Priest Entity Nada. So Polo is kind of like the behind-the-scenes guy. He's doing all the hard work. Nada is just like the front guy. He basically talks to everyone, welcomes them in, while Polo does all the hard work behind the scenes. That's why what I think of it. So now this is the Space Anomaly. Let's walk around a little bit. So it says explore the Space Anomaly, go visit Helios. So let's head over here to the desk. You're going to find different travelers on the Space Anomaly. So travelers are a unique race in No Man's Sky. They are different than any other race because they can travel between dimensions, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But they're also the only ones allowed on the Space Anomaly. No normal Gek or Korvax or Viking are allowed here. Only the travelers. And you are a traveler. Your character is a traveler as well. When you wake up, you don't know that, but you'll eventually find out you're a traveler. Iteration Helios. Ah, young one. You who still roam the boundaries of this universe. How I envy you. My time out in reality is long past, but I miss it greatly. Perhaps you might help out an old soul and share the things you've seen. I yearn for the stars, for the glory of discovery. So this is Helios. He's stuck on the Space Anomaly. He cannot leave, but he wants to discover. He wants to hear about all your adventures. So as you're going through the systems and scanning different things, you can bring back those scans to Helios and he'll pay you for them. So if right now he was looking for planetary scans. If I give him all my planetary scans, he'll pay me. Thank you, little one. You have no idea what this means to me. Please, take these nanites. They are nothing, but they are all I have now. So as you scan more and more, and every day it's different. Sometimes he'll ask for plants. Sometimes he'll ask for animal scans. Sometimes minerals, whatever. He'll ask for different scans every day. And you can come back every day and scan and give him scans. If I talk to him again, I will ponder what you have found with me with what you have found me with a grateful heart, little one. But there is still an infinity of worlds out there to discover. Perhaps another day we may share more memories. So what about your past, Helios? What's going on here? So now we've already handed in our scans, so we can't hand him in again, but we can figure out his past. It is not worth dwelling on, young one. What has come before and what may come ahead are what we are. It is too late for me now. So he doesn't want to talk to us. He doesn't want to tell us what happened to him previously. That's all right. Now let's talk to, there's also another desk over here. This is Ares. So this is a item dealer, Ares. Traveler hopes to make progress. Traveler tests themselves. I will help in exchange. Progress for progress. Or wealth, perhaps. Experience or materials, both valid today. Salvage technology. So every day he will be asking, Ares will be asking for different items. Today, he's asking for salvage technology. If you have any, he will pay you for that. I don't have any, so we're good to go. But he also will pay you for your milestones. So for how long you walked, how many sentinels you've killed, things like that. You'll reach different milestones in No Man's Sky, and he will pay you a reward for doing that. You have seen much, but do you understand? Not for me to know. Please take this. So depending on how many upgrade or how many levels you've increased on your milestones, he will give you more and more nanites. Let's talk to him again. You are ready to exchange? Now we can also go to upgrades. He will sell you a ton of upgrades for your different stuff. You'll see, like, we have pages and pages and pages. So the one awesome thing is he will sell you almost every upgrade in the game. However, he will not sell you anything above a level B. So you cannot get an A class or an S class from him. You can't get the really good upgrades, but he will sell you an upgrade for every technology. So pulse engine for your ship, launch thrusters for your ship. He will sell you an upgrade for every item in the game, just not the really good upgrades, not the best upgrades. So if you need an upgrade, talk to Ares. You just won't get the best ones. Oh, and now it's marking another one. Selene! Okay, so the exosuit upgrade station. So on the Space Anomaly, you also have, in the back, there is a huge marketplace for everything you can buy. So if you want to, you could totally skip all the storyline and just come back here and buy all of it. Now, keep in mind, it's going to cost a lot. So you're going to have to farm a whole bunch of stuff. Whole bunch of money, whole bunch of nanites. But if you follow the storyline, they will give it to you basically for free. You just have to follow the storyline, and as you progress, it'll unlock different blueprints. Let's talk to Selene, the exosuit research station. Traveler new, your suit is an extension of yourself. Let me aid you. So she sells a ton of upgrades for your suit. Again, you can earn these as you progress in the storyline. But if you want to ignore all that, you want to just say, hey, I don't want to do the story, I just want to get going. You can come here and buy all the stuff. So as you can see, it costs a lot. And there's trees here. So I cannot get the personal refiner until I've unlocked the previous step. I cannot get the personal refiner Mark II until I've unlocked the personal refiner Mark I. I cannot get the Mark I until I've gotten the hazmat gauntlet. So these trees are kind of interlocked, and basically you're just getting better and better upgrades for the same item. So, you know, you have your simple translator. Then you have a superior translator, and then an advanced translator. So this is where you would get it, and all the different stations give you different ones. This is the exosuit upgrade station. You can also upgrade your inventory here by selecting this thing right behind her. You can only do this once per system, though, so keep in mind. We did this in the space station. You can only do it once there as well. So you get 2 upgrades for each system, one in the space station and one in the Space Anomaly. Now it's starting to cost money. 5,000 if I want to upgrade my inventory here, my cargo. But if I go up here to my technology, it's only 1,000 because I don't have as many upgrades applied here. So I'm going to upgrade my my cargo, my backpack, because it drives me crazy that they have gaps in your inventory. I hate that there's gaps here, so I always try to square it off. It's a weird obsessive thing, I know. But then we also have the base building kiosks. So this is where all your base building stuff is, and there are hundreds and hundreds of pieces here. We're talking like pages and pages. So you have like your prefab, all your pre-made pieces. You also have small prefab. Look at that, technology upgrades, or technology pieces, like landing pads, you know, health stations, oxygen harvester. You also have transport. This is going to be for your vehicles on the planet. You have aquatic if you want to build underwater. Decals if you want to put decals on your base. Posters if you want to put posters around. So there's tons and tons and tons. I mean, look at this. Literally pages and pages. There's hundreds and hundreds of parts you can learn here. So if you want to, again, I know I'm going to keep saying this over and over. A lot of people don't realize it. You earn this throughout the storyline, or if you want to ignore the storyline, you have to come here and buy them outright. Either way is valid, doesn't matter, but I think that doing the storyline is better. We also have the ship upgrade kiosk right here. Hyperion, he does the ship upgrades. Wings of gold and glory, friend. There is no end to the stars. So this is where all of your ship upgrades are. So if I wanted to, I could buy my, I have my hyperdrive, my warp drive here, and I could buy the upgrades for my warp drives. You know, things like that. I can buy my weapons. I can buy different scanners. If I want, I have my teleport receiver. I can also get my economy scanner, my combat scanner, all that kind of stuff. And then on the other side, we have over here, we have Perseus. He is your exocraft, your vehicle specialist. He will sell you upgrades for your vehicles, your exocraft. Work together, my friend. Always new gear to turn. So these are all like your engine upgrades or your hazard protection upgrades you can install in your vehicles. You can get weapons, you can get lasers, you can get antennas, that way you can scan for different things. All kinds of upgrades in here. That's only for your vehicles. And then this center console is your synthesis laboratory. This is blueprints of recipes you can make on your own in your inventory. So if I wanted to learn how to make microprocessors, I can do that. I can make a quantum computer. All this stuff is going to be things you can make with basic materials. And then they have the other page. This is going to be your valuable products. This is where people will make a farm, and then they'll farm different resources. That way they can make some insane stuff to sell. So once you start getting more advanced things, more advanced blueprints, you're going to need more advanced materials to make them. For instance, for acid, that's a very basic one. We need mortite and fungal mold. That's easy enough, right? But if I want to make the thermic condensate, I need sulfurine and condensed carbon. Pretty basic. You can keep going down the tree until you get to like the cryo pump. We're going to need hot ice and thermic condensate. So we need other things in the tree. So as you get farther down the tree, it gets way, way more complicated. All the way up until you'll notice a lot of people, they'll do guides on how to make a stasis device. This is a very valuable product that sells for millions of dollars. However, you need a ton of advanced materials in order to make this item. So don't worry about any of that stuff. But here's where you would learn how to make everything, how to build all these advanced materials. And then lastly, we have the Multitool research unit guy. This is EOS. Yes, multi-tools? Yes. So many multi-tools. Make them better, faster, make them more. All right, calm down. So these are all your upgrades for your multi-tool. So you got weapons again. You have your weapons. You have your laser upgrades. You have your scanner upgrades. So all the upgrades you can get in here are buildable. So there's a difference between a buildable upgrade and a purchasable upgrade. So just for example, if we have the boltcaster, we can make, after we get the boltcaster, we can make the barrel ionizer. That's an upgrade for the boltcaster. And we can also make the ricochet module, which lets your bullets bounce around. Those two are buildable. They don't count towards our 3 maximum upgrades. So you're allowed to have 3 of the purchased upgrades and then any of the buildable ones you want. So like for instance, my neutron cannon, I have 1 upgrade, the P-field compressor. So I can have this 1 upgrade and then 3, this 1 blueprint, and then 3 purchased upgrades as well. With the boltcaster, you have 2. You have the barrel ionizer and you have the ricochet module. So that's 2 plus the other 3 you can purchase. So, and then that's where you would buy all of it. You can get a personal force field. You can get like a cloaking device. You can get a combat scope, which is basically like a scope for your weapons. You can get your laser upgrades. You can get optical drill, all these stuff. You get a waveform recycler, which is a scanner upgrade. All this stuff right there. So this is a really cool market. Definitely come back here if you're looking to get some upgrades. But if you're playing the storyline, it will slowly unlock for you, and you don't have to worry about going back and buying them. Okay, Drifter, we've gotten our milestone up. Let's talk to Nada before we leave. Nada and Polo drift between worlds and worlds. There are many. Have you seen them, traveler friend? Nada wishes they could. Nada regrets much. Well, what do I do? Traveler entity is free to make their own path. Find Artemis entity. Explore with others. Travel to great sights. Proceed as you will, traveler entity. We will aid you. Others will aid you also, even if you seek the Crimson Lyre. What is the Crimson Lyre? Crimson Lyre Atlas. False entity. Korvax worship it, but Nada knows better. Nada knows where it dwells. Nada chooses to disregard it. So, the Crimson Lyre is the Atlas, the red orb that we've been looking at, the Crimson Eye. But if Traveler Entity wishes to seek it, Nada will help. Nada wishes you to be safe. Let's ask for help with Artemis. I need to figure out where the heck Artemis is. Of course, Nada has a small gift for you. Perhaps it will help, perhaps not. Nada and Polo friend will continue to search. Speak to us whenever you desire. So he gives us a little bit of nanites to help us on our way to buy some upgrades if we need to. Oh, we're here, we're done. So that is the space anomaly. There's other things that they don't show you. Like for instance, this green cube right here. This is the Nexus cube right here. This is where you get your multiplayer missions. So if you pop in here, it'll show you different missions you can go on and you'll get rewards. So like hunting a dangerous pirate. If you do it, if you hunt down that dangerous pirate, it'll give you 11 ion batteries and 328 nanites. There you are. There's also these yellow missions. These are more rare. They give you Quicksilver, which is the rarest money in the game that you can earn, and you only get so much of it. So there's special missions you have to go on to earn that. And then they have the green one. This mission only appears on the weekend. It's a weekend event. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are the only available days for you to jump in here and do this. But if you're available and if you can complete it, you get a ton of Quicksilver. So 1,800 Quicksilver is an insane amount. That's a lot of Quicksilver. And then we have 400 for our daily. The yellow one is our daily Quicksilver. Once a day, you'll get a new mission. So there you are. And then the blue ones are just regular missions that you can just complete. And I said multiplayer. You don't need to even be in multiplayer. If you want to, like hunt down a dangerous pirate, I can initialize and start this mission on my own. You do not need people with you. You can, and it will make it a little easier. However, you don't need to. If you want to do it solo, you totally can. So don't worry about, oh, you need to be in multiplayer to do any of this stuff. No, you don't. And then let's head on over here to the Quicksilver robot. This is the Quicksilver Marketplace over here. This guy is right next to the landing pad, so that way when you land in here, you can come right over here to the Quicksilver robot. This is where you're going to spend your special currency, your Quicksilver currency, to buy different things. So you get different options here. This is where you would collect your Twitch rewards. If you've been watching anyone on Twitch, they have special events about twice a year in No Man's Sky where you can earn special rewards if you watch people over on Twitch. You can do expedition rewards. So if you complete the expedition, like right now, the Omega expedition is currently going on right now. If you beat that, you can collect that on any save that you've done. So we've made a brand new save, but I can collect any of my expedition rewards and anything I've ever earned anytime. So I mean, look at all of these ones. So these are expedition rewards from like a year ago, 2 years ago. If you've ever earned or you've ever finished an expedition and gotten the rewards, you can come here and claim it on any save. However, you can only do it once. Like if I claim this Outlaw Cape, it is locked in. I cannot claim it twice or 3 times on the same save. On the same save. So that would be, I would say be careful with that because, like for instance, my Golden Vector. I can claim the Golden Vector on this save and I can use it and play with it. But if I ever sold it or if I destroyed it, I can never come back and get another one. Once you've claimed it once, you only get one. That's it. So if I sell it or I destroy it, it's gone forever and I can never claim it again in this menu. The other thing you can do is create exotic items from Quicksilver. As we earn Quicksilver, like we have 0 right now, but as we earn it, we can unlock all this thing. But again, I've unlocked it on another save, so it unlocks it for my entire profile. So this is where you would purchase all these items with your Quicksilver. And there's hundreds and hundreds of items here. So as you're playing through, like I don't have enough for my fireworks. These are disposable, that's why you can keep buying them over and over again. You know, once you fire off a firework, it's gone forever. You have to come back and buy more, obviously. But yeah, I can get all these. I can claim all these because I've unlocked them on a different save. Once you unlock them on one save, they're unlocked for every save you have. but same rules apply. You can only unlock it once per save. So there you go. And then, if you want to, we actually do have the Expedition Kiosk back here. This is a brand new addition to the game, starting with the Omega update. We can go and play the Expedition with any save we want. So if I wanted to, I could just select my equipment and start the Expedition from this save, my save that I just started. It's a previous save. It's not a special, the Expedition only save. You could start an Expedition with any save you have, which is really, really cool. Very awesome. And then there's also a secret kiosk that a lot of people overlook. If you head over here to this side of the Anomaly, the left side, there's a little teleporter right here. And it'll take you up here to another big teleporter, but most people don't realize there is a Multitool kiosk right here. So if I wanted to, like, let me look. Do I have multiples? I do not. I only have one multi-tool. So if I wanted to delete a multi-tool, like if I grabbed a whole bunch of multi-tools, I bought some, but I'm like, I really don't like it, I can come over here and delete them. However, if you only have one, you cannot delete your one. See, it says salvage unavailable. You have to have at least one multi-tool because that's how you interact with the world in No Man's Sky. They don't let you delete your only multi-tool. But if I had more than one, I could have it and delete it here. And when you delete a multi-tool, it will give you materials based on that multi-tool. So if you have an Atlas multi-tool, it'll give you specialized materials. If you have like a Sentinel multi-tool, it'll give you specialized upgrades that are Sentinel upgrades. That kind of stuff. So depending on the type of multi-tool you have, it will give you different materials. And we also have a teleporter. So this is just like in the space stations. We can use this teleporter to go anywhere we've already been, but we also have community highlighted bases. So these are bases that Hello Games, the people who make No Man's Sky, they say, hey, look, these are really cool bases. Everyone should see it. So it lets you, or it allows you to teleport to these special bases to just see them. If I wanted to, though, I can go to my own base right here, or my last system I went to, my last space station. So there you go. I mean, you can also filter it out by my bases, so it only shows the bases I've made. And there's no limit. There's only a limit on how many pieces you have, not how many bases. So if I want to make 1,000 bases, I could, but I'd have to make them really small because you're only limited to how many base pieces you use. Same thing, space stations. I can go back to any space station I've ever visited. But remember, it only is the space stations you visited. So you have to put your feet on the ground in the space station, and then it'll mark it on this terminal. That way you can go back to it. Very, very awesome, you guys. So that is the Space Anomaly. Hopefully you guys liked the tour of the Space Anomaly we've got here. And now that we've visited the Space Anomaly, we've kind of explored it, we can call it in whenever we want to. So if we go to a different system, we can just call in the Space Anomaly, and it'll come in, and we can go back to the marketplace, we can buy some upgrades, whatever you want to do. So hopefully you guys liked the video. If you did, hit that like button, and in the next one, we'll be searching for Ardos some more, and we will get rid of this terrible, terrible broken starship that's all jacked up. So we will scrap it and make some money off of it. So I will see you guys then.